That look like spit to you?
Yeah.
Here are the top 10 worst apologies from fast food companies. Because after a scandal, sometimes an apology can go a long way, but other times it just adds oil to the fire.
That was it. I did it. I said I'm sorry. Hey, I said it again. Now I got one in the bank so I can do whatever I want to.
Chipotle's Outbreaks.
Ron, it looks like they're closed. Some kind of health code violation.
While Chipotle might be considered a healthier fast food option by many, back in 2015, it did not live up to that title at all. Sure, eating fast food might not always make you feel like $1,000,000, but at least it won't send you straight to the ER, minus a few exceptions, like the series of health-related scandals that struck the chain from 2015 through 2018. Across 11 states, over 500 people were affected by a combination of norovirus infections, salmonella poisoning, and E. coli outbreaks that left the restaurant's reputation in shambles. Understandably, of course. Who would want a side of deadly virus with their guacamole?
It's too much! It's too much!
In an attempt to regain the public's trust and appetite, the founder, co-CEO, and chairman of Chipotle, Steve Ells, released a full-page apology letter in over 61 newspapers across the country, insisting that new measures would be put in place to prevent any similar situation from ever happening again. And for a while, all seemed well. The chain began crawling out of its deep hole and sales took off again. However, it doesn't seem like the new resolutions stuck for very long, as Chipotle ended up having to pay a record $25 million fine in 2020 to settle criminal charges from 2 counts of violating the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. You know what they say, fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice.
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
No more chicken for KFC.
Fried chicken is fry, chicky chick.
What happens when your restaurant runs out of a dish? You apologize and offer something else. But what if it runs out of the only thing it sells? Someone looks like a fool, that's what. KFC is all about fried chicken. It's right there in the name. So when the majority of restaurants across the UK ran into delivery problems and could no longer sell chicken, things took a downward turn. Back in 2018, over 900 restaurants had to temporarily close their doors due to a chicken shortage. Apparently, the massive delay was due to a change in courier companies, and the chicken simply hadn't made it to the outlets by opening hour.
That doesn't sound good.
To apologize, KFC took a full-page ad in the newspaper saying, "A chicken restaurant without any chicken. It's not ideal," and profusely thanking its staff and franchise partners for their hard work. The real takeaway of this apology, however, wasn't the text itself, but rather the letter arrangement that accompanied it. Indeed, the chain took its signature acronym, KFC, and switched the letters up to read FCK. Some say this Scrabble-like move was inappropriate. Others thought it was genius marketing. But at the end of the day, no matter what it was, the important thing is that it worked. Restaurants slowly started to reopen, and the whole incident is now a thing of the past.
And the rest was history.
Sonic's General Custard.
Who?
Wordplay can be a fantastic way to advertise your product, provided the joke is appropriate to begin with. Sonic Drive-In found out the hard way that in order for jokes to be funny, you need to pay attention in history class. Back in 2017, the chain ran a commercial for its new frozen treat, the Concrete Custard. Trying to be clever, Sonic revived a well-known commanding officer, General George Custer, only they renamed him Custard to fit the part.
I see what you did there.
Even though the play on words was supposed to be funny, it wasn't received that way by the public. General Custer may have been seen as a heroic figure in the 19th century, but that's not how history remembers him. He was responsible for the slaughter of many populations of Native Americans, which made the appearance in an ad more than tasteless. People were quick to voice their outrage and discomfort on social media, calling out the company for making light of such a historical tragedy. Sonic pulled the commercial less than a week after it first aired and apologized for their lack of judgment and even thanked the fans for bringing the issue to their attention. While they issued an apology, a lot of people are still angry at Sonic, and that's something that simply can't be taken back.
How sad is that?
The importance of letters.
No, tadpole, mad roll, don't say.
Again, switching letters around and playing on words to advertise your product can be hilarious. Just make sure you see the big picture before you launch it. With the case of this Krispy Kreme donut store in the UK, you can't help but wonder how the idea even got past the brainstorming stage. It was in 2015 that one particular store drew a lot of attention in its attempt to drive customers to their location. It decided to start a program where you could go and decorate your own donuts. The idea itself is splendid, just not when it's advertised as KKK Wednesdays.
Should we be worried?
Always.
Krispy Kreme, after what they thought was a stroke of genius, decided to switch the C in club for a K to make the letters go well together. However, as soon as it was posted on Facebook, the mistake became painfully obvious. After numerous complaints were rightfully issued, a spokesperson for Krispy Kreme told The Guardian that the promotion was never intended to cause offense and unreservedly apologized for the inappropriate name. Still, a little common sense wouldn't have hurt, you know?
Just a little bit. I can't stress the littleness of it enough.
Coffee creamer or cleaner?
Do you normally take coffee with your sugar?
What?
Oh, if only McDonald's had a nickel for every mistake it's made over the years. The chain is used to publicly apologizing over silly little complaints and actual screw-ups. But in this 2018 case, an apology was more than earned. In Lethbridge, a city in Alberta, Canada, a pregnant woman was served what she thought was a medium latte. Only it had a little extra flavoring and it wasn't exactly edible. Sarah Douglas took one sip of her morning cup of joe and knew immediately that something was off as her mouth started to burn and a foul taste followed. Instead of milk, her coffee was filled with cleaning fluid.
What did you say?
When she went back to complain that her drink was, well, murky brown and had been eating away at the cup, the McDonald's worker made the shocking realization. The machine was being cleaned right before Sarah ordered her coffee, and the milk supply line was still connected to the cleaning solution and not to the milk, which led to this potentially deadly concoction. The owner of the franchise, Dan Brown, called Miss Douglas to apologize and even released a statement on the matter. He said the restaurant took immediate action to review the proper cleaning procedures with the team and put additional signage up as an added reminder. The good news is Sarah and her unborn child were both okay, but it probably took a while for her to trust the chain again, if ever.
Good luck with that.
BK's Women Belong in the Kitchen.
What?
Burger King has received a fair amount of backlash for its questionable advertising campaigns over the years, but this one in particular deserves a place on the wall of shame. Back in March of this year, the chain tried to be witty in its celebration of International Women's Day, but failed miserably by posting a comment with misogynistic undertones. It all started with a tweet from the verified @BurgerKingUK account reading, "Women belong in the kitchen."
Oops.
Pretty hard to imagine how this could go over well. The tweet was quickly followed by, "if they want to, of course," as a way to present their new scholarship program aimed at empowering women to become chefs. But it was too late. With tens of thousands of replies and more than 250,000 retweets, the damage was already done. The best thing to do when you're under fire for something like that would be to take down the tweet, apologize, and move on. Only Burger King had other plans in mind. Not only was an ad printed in the New York Times with the same message, but Burger King also tweeted, "Why would we delete a tweet that's drawing attention to a huge lack of female representation in our industry? We thought you'd be on board with this as well. We've launched a scholarship to help give more of our female employees the chance to pursue a culinary career." Clearly, BK didn't get the memo.
Tell me about it.
Wrong team, Dunkin.
Well, someone's on the wrong team.
Dunkin' Donuts made a major faux pas in 2018 when it accidentally reignited the rivalry between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles. That year, the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, so the coffee chain decided to celebrate by putting out a series of championship cups featuring the winning team's logo. This was a wonderful idea until the cups were unintentionally served to customers in the New England area. A major oopsie on Dunkin's part, especially considering how passionate Patriots fans are about their football team.
You had one, Joe.
Since they were already pretty upset about their defeat, they weren't going to let this humiliation slide. Dunkin' Donuts claimed that this was an honest mistake and that the cups never should have ended up in New England. The chain then released a statement. "We appreciate our loyal customers for bringing this to our attention, and we are taking steps to ensure all of our local stores are stocked with the correct cups. Go Pats!" However, even though on the surface this looked like an actual shipping mix-up, many people and football fans thought this whole thing was just a very cruel and funny marketing ploy.
Not bad. Not bad.
Fake footlong, fake apology.
Footlong! Who's got the footlong?
This infamous Subway case left just about everyone feeling cheated, and a mere apology wasn't going to cut it. You all know the catchy $5 footlong jingle, right? Heck, we've all had it stuck in our heads at one point or another. Well, it turns out that this whole footlong shenanigans was all a bunch of lies right from the start. Matt Corby, a man from Australia, went viral when he showed a photo of a footlong sub from Subway being less than the 12 inches promised. Being only 11 inches long, the chain had some serious explaining to do. People were outraged and accused Subway of false advertising. Several lawsuits were filed, which ended up leading to a class action suit against the chain. Since the sandwiches fell short of expectations, Subway issued an apology, claiming that the name shouldn't be taken as a measurement, but only as a name.
What?
But people didn't buy it. The company eventually apologized for any instance where they did not fully deliver on their promise to their customers. Backed into a corner, the suit was settled when Subway agreed to make their subs bigger while requiring the franchisees to measure the bread to ensure it's the right length.
Nice.
May contain horse.
Pass.
Yeah.
Nothing scarier than not knowing what's really in your food. You're supposed to trust whatever place you choose to eat at, and back in 2013, Burger King lost that trust with many of its customers. One of the chain's European meat suppliers was in hot water when investigations revealed that some of its products were mixed with horse meat.
That doesn't sound right.
This led to backlash against Burger King, accusing them of using it as filler in their alleged all-beef patties in Europe. Horse meat is still rather common and popular in some parts of Europe and Asia, but overall, it still remains a controversial protein, so the news wasn't exactly well received. Even though there was no actual proof that Burger King had dabbled with horse meat, to be on the safe side, it decided to switch suppliers and was quick to publicly deny any allegations. The chain said it was committed to ensuring that this does not happen again. Burger King released a statement regarding its new suppliers, saying that all of their products were free of horse meat.
You sell me horse blood? No. Would you like to buy horse blood?
No.
Not a proud papa.
I not use the N-word.
Oh, the other N-word. No?
Okay, so maybe no fast food chain has a clean slate when it comes to marketing. In 2017, it was Papa John's turn to be under fire for a very foolish and offensive comment made by none other than its CEO, John Schnatter, the Papa John. For the longest time, John Schnatter was the face of the company, which ended up causing a lot of harm to the pizza chain's image. His first mistake happened when he blamed NFL's national anthem protests for slow pizza sales. He claimed that those protests hurt his business, which did not sit well with the rest of the population. He vaguely apologized for his comments, but the worst was yet to come. The last straw was during a call between Papa John's executives and marketing agency Laundry Service, a call which ended up getting Schnatter removed from the company. He used an offensive racial slur, and instead of owning up to his mistake and apologizing, he tried to justify and blame it on the board.
Yikes, that's a recipe for disappointment.
He later stepped down as chairman and left the chain in the middle of a media scandal. Papa John's then turned to former NBA star Shaquille O'Neal to help them get back on track, and he's now the chain's first African-American board member, a brand ambassador, and a part owner of 9 franchises.
Ah, very nice.
Get a taste of more great videos. Just tap or click. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.